Let's play a game, and it's a clapping game. So I'll raise my hands and I'll clap, and you have to match the clap. All right? So, research says that clapping helps bring our mind in the present moment. It brings our attention. So, good morning, students, teachers, panelists, and dear guests. My name is Tarun Tejwani, and I'm here to talk about things that I wish I knew in school. So, did you notice one thing? If you looked around, we were just clapping, but we were smiling, laughing, giggling. Did you notice that? Why is that? So, a child or a kid normally laughs 400 times in a day on an average. Okay? Any idea how many times an adult smiles? 10, 20? You're right, actually. It's 20 times. And you're considered as a happy adult if you are laughing or smiling 40 to 50 times in a day. So, why is this difference? If you, okay, I wanted to point this out. Women smile more than men. Women, on an average, smile 64 times compared to men who only smile 8 times. So, all you adults here, if you feel that your husband is grumpy, that's not true. You're just smiling more. And, okay, so coming back. Next slide. Why does this happen? Why is it that we are born as little bundles of happiness and joy, smiling 200 times in a day, and we end up becoming, serious, grumpy, angry adults? Now, this is because of something that we call stress. As you grow older, you start seeing more and more stressful situations. All right? There are many definitions of stress, clinical, medical, but there's one definition of stress that I would like to simplify is when your expectations does not match with your reality. You worked hard for an exam to get a certain score, but in reality, your results were not the same. So your expectation did not match with the output. This creates the certain dissatisfaction and frustration that we can consider as stress or call it as stress. Now, we can't avoid these situations, all right? In life, you cannot not expect. So what is the way around it? If stressful situations keep coming to you, in a stressful situation, you release certain hormones called cortisols. Okay, a repeated situation where you are experiencing stress builds up those cortisols that then affect your physiological and mental well-being. It starts to give you health issues. Have you noticed your parents, your colleagues, they keep catching their neck here, they keep doing this in between work? These are certain points which are known to release certain stress, but that is cortisol in a way. Now, let's understand. So now the techniques I'm going to share with you are basically known to reduce the levels of stress. Being students, being professionals, being teachers, we all experience that. So the techniques I'm going to share with you here are are effective and have been proved by research. So let's understand certain basics. Uh, let's understand our existence as beings. All right. We have 7 layers of existence. The first layer is the body, the physical aspect of our existence. The next is breath. Breath is the second layer of our existence. I'll delve into detail in this one in a bit. The next one is mind. Mind is a subtler body. It is the reason why we have thoughts, imagination, its creativity. It all comes from the mind. The next one. Memory. Memory is a repository of our information and experiences. Memory is, in fact, called chitta in Sanskrit. Intellect, buddhi. Intellect uh, is the factor that allows us, that differentiates between right and wrong. It is the intellectual faculty. Ego, the I-ness in us, the one that allows us to feel ourselves. That is ego. The next one, self, something that we call consciousness or soul. So we'll delve into the breath. Now let's understand whether are we breathing right. Can we take our right hand, place it on our stomach? Now breathe, inhale and exhale, and tell me, does your stomach go in or out when you inhale? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So when you're inhaling and exhaling, when you're inhaling, is your stomach going in or out? In, out. Okay, in, okay. If your stomach expands when you inhale, you're breathing right. Have you seen a balloon? When you blow it, what happens? It expands, right? So, and if you see a small baby sleeping, or even your pet cat and dog, when they're sleeping, do you see their stomach expanding when they're inhaling and contracting when they're exhaling? Similarly, if you are breathing in, your stomach should expand, and when you're exhaling, your stomach should contract. So do this as an exercise when you go back home tonight. When you're lying on your bed, this is your homework today, even for the teachers, huh? There's a homework for everyone. When you go back home, when you're lying in the bed tonight, keep your hand on your stomach or keep a book, and then practice inhaling and exhaling, and try to do it in this way. You will notice a big shift in your health. That's for sure, because I've experienced it as well. Next one. Okay. So firstly, did you know that the breath is a very, very powerful, has a very, very powerful effect on our body? Even with the change of hands, the way the breath moves within our lungs changes. It goes through different channels by just the movement of our hands itself. All right, and it the way we breathe with the different hand gestures. If you notice, there is have you seen a statue of Buddha or Shiva? Yes. Have you seen their hand movements are different in each of those statues? Those are mudras. So breath changes its channels, and affects the nadis, very subtle energy systems in our body, as we breathe with those hand gestures. All right? So I'm going to share certain techniques with you here, which are very simple to do and will help you with concentration in studies, and whenever you need focus. The first breathing technique is the alternative nostril breathing, which is called the Anulom Vilom. All right? So we're going to participate. Okay? Let's take our hand and we will cover our nostril. You can cover your right nostril and breathe in as slowly as possible from your left nostril. Then you just hold, switch the nostril and breathe it out as slowly as possible, keeping your attention on the inhaling and the exhaling breath. Then you again breathe in from the right nostril, slowly as possible, keeping your attention to the incoming breath. Hold, switch the nostril and breathe out. This is one set. You can do this set 4 to 5 times before studying or before doing anything important. It brings immediate relaxation in the mind, focus, a certain freshness inside of you. All right? So the next one, oh, this is my favorite. This is a stress buster. This is called a double inhalation breath. Okay? This is, there's been a recent research on this breath by a very famous neuroscientist rather. In this, we inhale, we take a deep, long inhalation, and then we take another short inhalation to fill our lungs up completely and breathe it out from the mouth. So it's like this. Now, you won't believe this is the most powerful stress buster technique because it gives you instant relief. And whenever you can do this whenever you want, there is no number of times or anything like that. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel there is certain stress in your body, there is certain tension, you can do the double inhalation breath and you will see an instant relief. Yeah, next one. It reduces stress and anxiety by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. How many of you here have experienced difficulty sleeping, especially during exams? Yeah? Oh, so many kids. My goodness. None of the adults, huh? Okay, all right. So this particular breathing technique is a very powerful breathing exercise. It's a pranayama and it's called Ujjayi breathing. Now, Ujjayi means victory. In this, we breathe we breathe in by touching the breath to the tip of our throat. Okay, I'll show you. And it sounds like you're snoring. Okay. So I'll try to hold the mic close so you can hear it. Okay, it's like this. Could you hear the snoring part? It's this through this method, you inhale much longer and deeper compared to a normal breath. The normal breath is from the nose, right? But with Ujjayi breathing, you breathe in much more air inside your oxygen. You breathe in much more oxygen inside your lungs, and you instantly feel reduced stress and anxiety. It aids in reducing blood pressure and helps you sleep better. If you want to practice this, I would suggest you do this from the mouth first, like when you go out and play in the sun, and when you come back home and you're having cold water, how do you do? Right? So do this with the mouth closed. That's the exact breathing, basically. And the last breathing exercise that I will share with you is the technique. It's not the ha, it's okay? So in this, this particular technique is known to remove negativity of around you. It helps to bring it helps to encourage more flow of energy. And if there's any barrier or blockage that you feel, it helps to deal with that internally as well as externally. All right? In this, I think we can do this all together. It's going to be very animate, let me tell you. So what we'll do is we will raise our hand, and when we breathe out, we'll make the sound okay? And we'll do this 3 times. All right? So Now you can clean your noses. So technique is very useful when you are going on stage. It helps you get over stage fright. And if there's any disconnect that you feel with the audience, it helps to break that. You know, in fact, I was doing this before coming in, so I don't know if you guys heard that from the back. Okay, so it sheds negativity, reduces stress and anxiety, and is mentally calming. Now, this particular technique, you can understand how ancient it is, because it is mentioned in the Devi Mahatmya, where goddess Durga killed demon Mahishasur, and when she was killing him, she took the trident and said, and she killed him, shedding off negativity. So it is this ancient. Okay? Yeah, the next one. Okay. So we have touched the faculty of the breath. All right? You have heard different techniques, different breath works that I've shared with you, and I hope you have taken some note of that. Now we will go into the other faculties or layers of existence, which is So basically, have you noticed one thing? When there is a situation where you're not sure whether it is good for you or not, have you noticed there's a conversation that goes on in your mind, right? Yes, yes, do this. No, 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 don't do that. Oh no, do this, right? Now, you know, in sitcoms, usually they have shown it as 2 figures, you know, angelic version of you and a demonic version of you. You know, the demonic version says, do it. And the angel says, no, 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 don't do it. It's not good for you. Okay? Now, this conversation, who is having actually? Is it really some angel and devil on your side, which is a mini version of you sitting and doing it? No, right? Who's having these conversations? So it's actually the faculties of mind and intellect. Okay? The mind, let's say for example, I'll give you an example. You have an exam in 2 days. Your friend calls you and says, hey, you know what? The movie that you wanted to watch, it's releasing today and the gang is going for it. So let's go. But you had planned that I would do my revision in these 2 days. I need one more round of revision. If I do it well, I am sorted for this exam. But something inside of you is telling you, no, no, you know what? We can cover it up later. There's still 2 days. Let's do that exam. You know, let's go for the movie. You really wanted to watch it. So who's that talking? And the other side of you which is saying, hey, you know what? The movie will come back later. You have to focus on your exam. Otherwise, you're not going to get the score that you wanted. Who is that? The intellect, right? This conversation between us that goes on is the mind and the intellect. All right. The mind, why does that happen actually? Have you ever wondered why is the mind saying that and the intellect is saying that? Both are part of you. It's because the mind, this is very important, students. Like, I really, if you get this right, trust me, during exam time, a lot of the distraction that you feel going on in your mind goes away because it's tried and tested. So pay attention to this. If so, understand the mind. What is the nature of the mind? The mind likes to enjoy. It likes to experience right now, this very moment. Whereas the intellect is the intellectual faculty of you. It likes to tell you what is right and what is not. Okay? It does the the mind will always tell you, I need sense gratification right now. The intellect focuses on long-term gain and short-term pain. So what is it going to be for you? Whether will you go for the movie or you'll not? It depends on whom you listen to. Now, how is memory? How is memory a part of this? Get this thing. This is very interesting. As soon as the mind says, let's go for the movie, it goes to the memory, it goes in the library of the memory, goes to the last time, the last experience that you had when you went to watch the movie with your friends. It takes that up, takes that memory or takes that experience and keeps chewing on it, keeps meditating on it until and unless you give in. So what is the hack here? How do you stop the mind from winning? By stopping it at the stage where you go and access the memory, which is the last time's experience. Okay? So this is the connection between the intellect, mind, and memory. All three faculties are very important. All of them have their own importance. And by understanding that whomever you listen to will become more stronger. If you give in to your indulgences, if you give in to your mind, it will become stronger. If you listen more to your intellect, which is a trusted friend, you will basically make your intellect stronger, taking decisions which is in your interest. So always prioritize short-term pain and long-term gain over instant gratification. This will pretty much, solve the world's problem, I would say. So this is this. I hope you have got this right. And the next two techniques I'll share with you is first is self-reflection. Now, self-reflection is becoming more and more important these days. What is self-reflection? Self-reflection is taking some time out for yourself in a day and being with yourself. You could sit down in your balcony before your school, in quiet and reflect on your thoughts, your feelings, your plans, your goals. And by sitting with yourself, you analyze yourself, and nobody knows you better than you. Trust me. You are your biggest friend and your biggest teacher as well. So the more time you spend with yourself, the relationship that you build with yourself helps you go a long way. So that is self-reflection, taking some time off for yourself in a day in peace, just by yourself. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, whatever it is. The next tool is journaling. Journaling is writing down or documenting your feelings, your emotions, your experiences, your plans, whatever is there in your mind that comes to your mind, or whatever is bothering you. Trust me, journaling is becoming the #1 habit for my generation. I'm in my 30s right now, and trust me, it's becoming it's catching up. And back then, when I was in school, we used to have the same habit called, we used to write Dear Diary. I think we still have that in CBSE, correct? So dear diary, trust me, it's coming back because when you write something down, you have certain things going on in your mind, certain emotions, certain feelings, and it's noise in the head. The moment you write it down, you acknowledge them. And that helps you process those emotions better. You start to feel better after writing down. And it's these habits that you build up over a period of time that really helps you promote your own mental well-being. The world is getting more and more stressful. These techniques are not new, these are very ancient, these are very old, but they need to be renewed and revised and retold every single time because they are effective and it is the need of the hour. These are certain techniques I felt I wish I had known in school, uh, but I thought that it would be the best idea to share with all of you. I hope you have taken something from it. And thank you, St. Joseph School, for calling me here. Thank you so much.